Hey guys, welcome to another Salty Sea Dog tips video. In today's video we're going to run through the installation of a fixed VHF marine radio and also some nav lights. In that will be how we're going to remove the covers and everything to get access to the places where we're going to store these things. Last time I went out, the day was one of the rare good weather weekends for New Zealand, and as such there was a lot of boats out and a lot of chatter on the radio, so much so that when I was coming in and went to close my TR, my battery actually went flat midway through the call with Coast Guard. That resulted in them having to give me a call to make sure I wasn't sinking or anything, but I suppose no harm, no foul. That was all fine, it worked out fine, the process worked as it's supposed to. But learning from that lesson, I've decided that I'm going to still carry this portable personal radio, but instead of using it and leaving it on, I'm going to install a fixed system, and I'll use that to keep in contact with everybody and just use this if I end up in the drink. So what we're going to do, we're going to be installing this GME VHF marine radio. This unit is quite cool because the handset is the only thing that stays outside on the ski, and the main, I guess, black box unit will be stored inside the ski, out of the weather elements. We're also installing some nav lights, a whip Arial, and that's really about it. Hey, get into it, eh? So having a look at the system, it's got a waterproof IPX7 handset with a waterproof, again IPX7 water resistant plug, so that this doesn't get in the way and hopefully doesn't bounce out when we're underway. I'm thinking I'm going to install it just here, so from the set I can easily reach it. I'm going to mount this plug here, which is where this will go through there, through the outside covers, and into the main unit, the black box, which will stow in this position but on the other side. Our nav lights are going to go in this position just here, under this cover. So that's where the I guess the plug will come in handy, because we'll put a switch probably here, so it's out of the protected a little bit from spray and stuff by the Garmin unit. So we'll run a main wire up here from the harness up to the switch and then back down into the two nav lights, but we'll put a switch about here so that when it comes to taking these covers off for me or anyone else in the future, that when if you have to take this cover off, then yeah, it's just easier. You don't have to worry about wires as such. So obviously in order to achieve that, we're going to need to take this cover off. To take this cover off, we need to take both wing mirror assemblies off, this front assembly, and also this little cover here. So we'll get to it. To take this front cowling off, we just need our T30 wrench. You need to spin it the right way. Take our trusty Signature Series ST3 front mount from Andrew Hill off. This front mount is cool in the sense that I can attach nav lights to it currently, but given that I tend to run a GoPro from this front mount, it makes more sense to me, at least, to have nav lights mounted permanently and switchable and run off the battery. That's personal preference. Of course, the one that goes in here from Railblazer does the trick nicely, but as I say, not for me. Right, so now this piece here just lifts up and off. For this next cover, we have a 10mm bolt here, 8mm sockets underneath each mirror. So on the left side, that does not have on the left side that's got the actual mirror on it, there's only one bolt under the mirror. to get this mirror cover off, it kind of comes out this way. There we go, and off it comes. This time we have one screw up and under here, and another one in the middle up here. Oh, we also need to take off Garmin mount. Now, it's easier if you take this part out first. It doesn't need to stay out, but it makes life easier. Push in there and pull this part here up. And the same on the other side. That's where actually GME thing comes in handy. Right, and again, it comes back towards me and a little outwards, and there we have it. On this side. Now to remove this panel here, we need to undo 2 bolts on the inside of our storage container. Our 2 8mm bolts just here. And on the other side, same position. Right, now with those 2 bolts undone, this piece here just should slide forward and off. And now that we've undone all of these other bits, we can actually put this back in here to stop it flapping around, that whole unit. So now with that wing mirror off, this whole panel here is free to move. One clip underneath there, another one here, another one here, and just lift that up. Same thing on the other side, under here, and then there, and then there, and then the whole thing. Lift. Right, so now with this cover coming off, we can see up under here, there's plenty of storage here for our unit, and then here is where we'll put our splice our accessory harness. Right, so this one is clearly accessories. So we might just piggyback off that one, given that's the Garmin unit, and it only runs when the ski's on or we're in accessory mode. So that's where we want to go off. So looking in here, the radio unit is going to sit in here like so. That way it should get plenty of airflow around it. It's protected mostly by the water, or from the water. And it'll allow us to run our cables down here to our harness, and then back over the other side to where we're going to put the handset. There's nothing here to screw to, unless on these 2 pieces of the moulding we'll drill a hole through there and cable tie it through. That should be enough. Right, well, there we have it. Doesn't look to move around too much. Righto. Connect that in there, and then push this home. Those. Right, now for our hand socket. So we're going to put our handle plug. We're going to put a 25mm drill bit. Just need to make sure that when everything's in place, that this plug needs to be straight in and out rather than interfered with in any way, so that it stays waterproof or water resistant. And fingers crossed. measuring tool, worked a treat. Other side of the top. Right. That looks to be good. Up here, and it's going to be able to fold down backwards or forwards. Obviously the handlebars are going to get in the way of it going backwards, but that's going to go there. And the Arial, I've got way too much cable for the Arial. I reckon about there. It's an Arial. Alright, I do believe our hard part is done. Good as I bought one, eh? Alright, so the nav lights are going to go on this panel here. So what we're going to do, this little piece of paper, push it on there, right, and then just push around here to get the outline of it, and then we'll just cut it out. If I mark on here where my holes are going to be, then I'll make sure we're in the same spot on both sides. Right, so we've basically got the same shape. There, one hole there, hole there. Right, and we should be able to just move that over here. Scratch that up. Go. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to join this one, because we want to come down this side, join this onto here, then splice these two into the cable mid-run, then put this little plug on the end of here, probably about there, so we're going to run around here and back. So then it goes over to the left hand side, which is where we'll have the power running down for both. That's the plan. Go. Right, so I think I'm going to put it on this side, just there I suppose. Right. So that's going to go in there. To make life easier, I've got this little wiring harness from the Seadoo dealer in JFK. What that means is we can piggyback off the main wiring loom, the accessory circuit with one into our sounder. What we might actually do is go and get the key and make sure that it still works. So there's our key. Here is the fault. Go in unit. So we'll take the power off again. Right, so what we're going to do is cut the end off this one and use the power. So out of our 3 wires, we just plug the harness in to check what's what. So obviously black is negative, red is powered constantly, and our purple and green wire is the accessory wire. So we don't want power all the time, so we're going to cut our red wire well short. And we're going to wire to just the accessory wire and the earth, so that way we're not going to run our battery flat when the ski's not on. Another bit of heat shrink just to keep everything steady, and then we'll wrap the lot with tape. Now, I think it would have been better to put heat shrink around this, particularly that double walled glued stuff, to make sure it's duck's bum waterproof. But with those heat shrink joiners and the tape over the top, I'm sure we'll be alright. Wiring in our little switch now. Making a bit of a mess along the way. Right, there we have our little switch. Now we need to wire our other plug on, and obviously make sure the male and female connectors are in line with what we've got on the other end. And that is that the B side is the positive side, and it needs to be a female connector. Alright, so B was positive, which is that side. We can give it a test. We're in. Awesome. That works. Now let's see if this treat. So there we go. Now we put it all back together. One on, you need to be careful that you put the wires in right and make sure you leave enough room for the for this to pivot still. Beautiful. That in and that in. Get the fingers out of the way because it bloody hurts. These strawberries in. Comes off these bolts, so just colour it back in with a bit of black marker. 16. Light should be on. Yep. That's the nav light switch. Plug from my handset, and the handset is there. I don't want to transmit on channel 16. There you have it. All works a treat. Take the key out. Accessory mode, everything goes off all at once. No lights. Well, there we go. Job done. Works a treat. I'll probably still carry the Rail Blazer and the personal radio just for, I guess, safety's sake, just as a backup. Obviously, if you end up in the drink, having a radio on the ski is not going to be much benefit to you. And of course, I keep my phone on the ski as well, so still good to have two forms of communication on you. So yeah, job done. If you got some value, please hit the like button, hit subscribe. Give me any comments. I probably screwed a few things up. If I did, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching. See you next time. Cheers.